Low-key crazy. Nigga, this nigga Diddy threw a funeral for Biggie, but had Biggie pay for it. He's a wreck. No. That's low-key like wreck, like. But nah, yeah, I'm on Fortnite. Can't take back the love that I gave you.
I don't think I really make a good friend. Before he was assassinated, Biggie had an opportunity to be on the cover of Rolling Stone. We were delivering the elements so that can happen. And Sean called me and said, pull that cover. I need to be on the cover. My solo album is coming in July, No Way Out, and I need to amp that up. He took the cover from Biggie.
Top what?
Another thing at the time, Biggie was negotiating his contract. We acquiesced.
Aces? Oh, that shit that Ariel was selling.
Sean wanted me to change the agreement to more favorable terms for Bad Boy, and his family and mother would not know. And since he had signed the agreement, he wanted those changes to come from out of the center of the agreement and have those changes replaced with the other terms.
Hold on, I'm low-key nice with no simple at it. Like, no bullshit. I like this. Now niggas can't say nothing. Just gotta get used to it.
MTV, Madonna like a virgin. And I remember Puff with Sting. Having a TV moment in music is very rare. It elevates you to
Wow.
superstar.
Blue team leader? He's not OG. How do I tell him? Alright, but on my old account, I had blue team leader. I'm not gonna go over this. I'm not going over this with you. Just hit this kid for 67. Oh my god. Wow. My aim is like some shit right now. Oh look. That was Travis Scott.
She was a real woman. Christian, look at that. You hear Kim say stuff like, I'm not your boyfriend. Yeah, like, what you listening over there? I never seen him actually punch on it, Kim. But I've been in front of the room while I knew that was going on inside of him. Kim would come out with her hair all messed up. Her face would be red. He wanted the girl that was just going to listen to what he said and let me go. What's your case? Your process because it makes him nice to whatever he's got planned.
Bro, what?
Who's Nature Boy?
It took just a few years for Sean Puffy Combs to move from record company intern to one of the most successful producer entrepreneurs in music history. After Biggie's death, Bad Boy skyrocketed. I think I remember him showing me a check for like $60 million or some crazy shit. Our oxygen is not good enough for him. He found an altitude that was right for him. This is like one of the first songs that I bought. I started doing okay for myself. And he always remembered Andre's direction. It's about me. It has to be about me. I decided to start my own fashion line. I feel like I have something to offer this fashion world. Whatever deal that he got into, he was the forefront, the face of it.
Like, bro, this shotgun is some shit, bro. Get me a different shotgun, my nigga, please.
Welcome to Bad Boy. For all your dreams come
Talking about some, yeah, 200 pump my ass, my nigga.
That was a good one, too. I was on Bad Boy for life. I went on the No Way Out tour.
Oh my god.
I was working on the Godzilla soundtrack. He wanted me to write that song for me. I had a difficult time writing at first because I was writing music that I thought would make him sound good. And it didn't work. You don't sound good singing this song, not as good as I do. See my errors, know my faults, time halts.
This nigga just sniped me, bro. Nice.
Tell me lies, time flies, close your eyes, come with me. Right? That was my version. Right? You do. You cry, you cause me, see me fall, see my errors, know my faults, time halts. See my loss, knowing what I'm like, bro, that is not what I said. That is not how I did the song. Cut. I had to actually puppeteering kind of like he said. I said, you say this, do this, and the world is gonna love you. The song was probably one of the biggest songs Puff Daddy ever recorded. You would think life turned good for me, but life turns better for him.
Bro, what the fuck?
At the time, I lived in and Puffy's brownstone was 32nd and 2nd and 3rd, something like that. Shine lived in the same house with me. He was a young rapper. He was from Brooklyn, signed to Bad Boy. I remember I came home one day and Shine had an AK-47 with the bullet jammed in it. And he was like, I can't get this bullet out. And I was like, yo, if you can't get the bullet out, you shouldn't be having your hands on the gun.
I did not own a gun. I did not carry a gun. The charges against me are 100% false. I had nothing to do with a shooting in this club.
Sean Puffy Combs is now facing 15 years in prison for his involvement with this shootout.
Diddy came to the club with J-Lo and Shine. Some neighborhood guys had some kind of beef with Diddy. Words were exchanged, and next thing you know, lights came out.
I was shot in my face.
There was a woman named Chicago who claimed that Diddy shot her.
She saw Puffy Combs pull a black gun about the same time as Shine pulled his. Then both Combs and Shine fired.
A stolen gun was found in the sports utility vehicle that Combs
Great.
whisked away in after the shooting. Combs would allegedly killed Puffy, offered his driver cash and a diamond ring. The two took the fall for the illegal gun possession.
I transported Diddy that night to the Southeast.
Puff Daddy spent more than 12 hours being questioned by police. Still, he stopped to autograph a court sketch of himself.
In this unit, my job was to deal with the rap music industry as a whole. And everybody called me Diddy's detective because every time P. Diddy got in trouble, I was always the guy that had to be there.
He had nothing to do with this, and it's very, very frustrating to keep on going through this. If anything happens anywhere, he's blamed. When is it going to be fair for Sean Puffy Combs? About the events of last week.
You know, this case, the wrong place, wrong time. But I just want to tell everybody at MTV that, you know, I will be found, you know, people will know that I'm completely innocent. One of the crazy things is, before that shoot, Puff already had been in trouble for I guess you can call it a felony charge. Nas had just did that You Can Hate Me Now video. And they had Puffy on the cross. I came into the studio one time and Hezekiah Walker was in there. He's a preacher from New York. He was telling Puff that for him to make a mockery of Jesus wasn't something that he should be doing. So Puff was like, yo, we gotta take this video down.
Combs had asked fellow record executive Stephen Stout not to run the clip, and when he refused, Puffy and two bodyguards allegedly pummeled Stout with a champagne bottle, telephone, and a chair.
I remember he got so mad he told the security, we're gonna go down to Steve Stout office and do this and this and this. I said, well, I'm gonna sit right here in this chair. What's the other verse you want me to be working on while y'all doing that? Come back the next day, all of them in the newspaper.
Stout said he suffered a broken arm and a jaw in the attack, but Combs says he never broke any part of Stout.
The security guards got charged with assault. Steve Stout was pretty bad because I remember he was in the hospital. When I tried to interview him and talk to him, he was uncooperative.
Since then, Stout and Combs have settled out of court for $500,000.
Stout has even asked the Manhattan District Attorney to drop all criminal charges.
Between the Steve Stout incident and the shooting at Club New York, the DA, he had it out because he wanted him. The shooting case was probably going to make him a bigger star in the DA's office if he prosecuted it right.
The fate of Sean Puffy Combs will soon be in the hands of a jury in connection with the Club New York shootings in December of '99.
He's over there well. I mean, it's good stuff. You know, he's been praying and he's concerned, but he's optimistic and he expects to be acquitted. He's long way from the very beginning.
Shine's lawyers conceded that their client fired his gun, but only in self-defense.
Your lawyers were on you.
Pop's payroll, on the Bad Boy payroll. I went to the judge 3 times complaining about Lloyd. Stage just dumbing out. Like, witnesses be on the stand, they would ask them 2 questions that didn't make sense and then sit down. It's obvious that they were selling me, you understand, in order to appease him. You got acquitted for the charges.
I don't want to say most glory to God. Give most glory to God. Once to God, I will be able to walk out and something out of it.
Shine, however, he went to jail for 10 years. To take the responsibility for that, and I know Shine had to take the responsibility for it, and in his heart, he know he didn't do it. What did he do to not have to go to jail like everybody else? I don't know. But I know that everybody who's around Puff almost been to prison except Puff. Even the artists. Now it seems like the more we get into Bad Boy, the more people got in trouble by keeping bad company. We was better off not doing music and having a job. At least we don't have to go to jail and court and die. So he loses his most profitable artist. I don't really want to do another album. I want to do something else. 112.
We love you, Daddy.
Total. Faith Evans. A lot. So many people were tired of being around Puff.
On Valentine's Day, Puffy and Jennifer announced their split.
I jumped ship. Yeah. Fight or flight. I wasn't fighting with that. You watching what could have been you. Yeah. Conflict. I couldn't do it. But if you know Sean, he's never alone. He needed a new niche for himself. That's what he knew the old way of doing music was over. So I got the tape now, I'm watching now, and I'm gonna hit y'all back there and tell you what I think about it.
I was in school to become an attorney. My mom emailed me and she was like, "You are far too creative and talented to become a lawyer. I have an idea." This was on the cover of the Desert Sun newspaper in our local Palm Springs today. I'm determined to prove to P. Diddy that I should be here. I'm gonna make a band. Making a Band was a reality TV show that was a national search to build a supergroup in front of the world.
Legends, the talent of Malik team is such a available with Christine spending all time.
Diddy created the band. A few years later, he created my group, Vanity Kane. And a few years after that, Day 26.
Being from the hood, it was kind of a dream that you try to get out of the hood. When you get to a place where you're able to connect with somebody like a Diddy, of course you think, okay, here's my thing.
Let's show good luck. Let's get busy. Making the band was done.
He was definitely a black figure who was powerful enough to make my dreams come true. That's why I was doing it. So of course I thought that my life would change in a good way, you know?
This is the moment y'all all been waiting for. This is what y'all worked so hard for.
Let's see who's gonna make the band. This group that we put together is gonna make history, y'all. Okay, that's right, that's right. Aubrey. Robert, you make the band. Come on.
I just can't imagine what great things to come. It's the best day of my life.
That was it. I was there. They had me go to the back. papers like this and told me that I had 24 hours to go through it and sign it. Making it now just reassure me that I got it. My lawyers actually chuckled and said, I'm going to break it down to you like this. They're offering you fame and not fame and fortune.
I'm proud to, sign up to the Bad Boy family. Make sure you read the fine print, because once you're in, there ain't no way out.
Definitely signed it. Definitely signed it. It's Bad Boy.
MTV was the mecca of television. It defined the culture.
MTV had a lot of good shows on at that time. So MTV was number one on the predominantly white station. We were the only black show on MTV period. I felt like we had everything. We were on top of the world.
What making the band had, if he hadn't got yet, was pop credibility. And that woman through a billionaire.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna take off my shorts.
Bro, what?
The story's on. There you go, ladies.
He had just launched Sean John a couple of years ago.
Sean John is fashion by Viagra.
How's that?
I'm telling you, I've had 40-year-old men tell me that once they started wearing Sean John, everything's changed in their sex life, everything.
He was making him $300-400 million a year. He would always tell me I'm on the road to make $1 billion. But on that road, he didn't care who got his way. He was getting what I call a God syndrome.
Not just a man's word. This is poetry. No woman like chocolate milk. I see you take this in the least bit soft, a brittle and not on point, your will go back.
He made us go walk to Brooklyn from Manhattan for cheesecake.
Get your swag on walk that way.
It was like, how bad do you want it? What are you willing to do?
Now I'm walking to Brooklyn. I ain't never doing this, but I'm from New York.
And no matter what you go through, you gotta be willing to take it. Because this is what it's gonna be, being an artist.
A large strawberry cheesecake with
Pro.
strawberries and an apple pie. This is for dinner.
It's absolute power and control. You belittle someone to make them live in fear of you. You can control a person once you break them down like that.
Come on, finish that song. Come on, man.
These kids were young, they were naive, they were fans. Instead of being someone that they look up to. He was like just running in the ground.
Life could be worse. Think about it. It could be worse.
Do you think anyone got the worst out of that era?
I think Aubrey got it worse than anybody.
Diddy made it clear that I was the looker. I remember that phrase a lot. He was separating me, and there was a different set of expectations for me.
Some of your actions affected you.
Like what?
Whether you decide to turn your eyes green and you decide to get a weed and you got to get that approved or how it's going to affect the rest of the group. Some of y'all support it. We're about to turn the camera on that little private moment.
And I just naturally told him it was a me. Maybe you could have gotten to me.
Shower in the morning. Oh, just for you.
At what point do you feel that they crossed the line of becoming sexual? The mills with pictures of penis. Here's when you know. I don't want to just fuck you. I want to turn you out. I can see you being with some motherfucker that you tell what to do. I make my woman do what I tell her to do, and she loves it. I just want and like to do things different. I'm gonna finish watching this porn and finish masturbating. I'll think of you, happy face. If you change your mind and get ready to do what I say, hit me, happy face. God bless Diddy. God is the greatest. This is your boss at your work sending you that email. What happens in real life to anyone else? Your boss gets fired. 6 months later, I was fired.
The vision that I had for the group, this ain't the vision that I'm on. I don't want you in the group no more. I don't like her energy. I don't like what she does to the brand when she's wilding out there, being overly raunchy, promiscuous.
I absolutely felt that I was fired for not participating sexually. But I also found out later Dawn and Puff were recording a different project. I can't imagine that for me, and I can't imagine not being on stage. I was the star of the show, and Puff needed to move that entire audience over to a new project.
And dealing with Sean, you gotta realize that he never wants nobody to be bigger than him.
Welcome to the Dollhouse. It's the #1 album in the country right now.
He always has to be the reason that people are showing up. So he made his own group.
Nah, 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 nah. I'm gonna put some Peace Control on V1. No, no, no. I still see your shadows in my room.
And he's like, Puff's working on a project. I think you'd be great for it.
So and I cannot change it, so I must replace you. Easier said than done.
Hanging off the cliff. Infinity pool. We walk down the stairs, and he's playing strobe lights. And Puff slides out in his drawers and t-shirt. He's like, Clint, you're here. What you gonna do to it? And I just, off the top of my head, when you know, like I know, when the sunlight falls down, there she goes, strobe lights, dance with the stars. And he was like, I need your energy. I can't do this without you.
Please give it up for Diddy Dirty.
Ladies and gentlemen, Diddy Dirty Money. Diddy Dirty Money.
So when we started this group, me and Dawn were like 27 years old. We were grown at that time. It was just a different vibe because, you know what I mean? It was like the camaraderie you have with your church choir. The camaraderie you have with the band that you had in high school. That's the camaraderie we were building. All three of us.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Diddy.
I'm Dawn.
And we are
Dirty Money too.
Word of the Dirty Money Crew.
What was her relationship with God? It was weird because Dawn and Sean had this unspoken thing, and I would look at it kind of sideways. I saw Dawn participating in things and talking about things that she thought he was interested in. How many women or men have you talked to ever and asked them if they met a billionaire, what would they do to try to be a significant other?
Come on, take a little talk with me real quick. It's that out. We working. We just some young black men and women working, doing legal work. We lucky we ain't out on the streets.
But you can't say it's a relationship because fucking atmosphere.
Who's this? Who's this? Say what's up to the people.
How you doing?
Say what's up to the people.
That's his, right?
Say what's up to the people.
Wow.
She's in the phone booth doing what you gotta do.
Cassie thing took place 2006.
She was so young.
19 years old.
My name is Cassie, and I grew up in Atlanta, Connecticut. I moved to New York when I was 18 to pursue a dream of being in the entertainment industry.
Was actually his makeup artist who had told me about the young woman who had a beautiful voice that just needed to be developed. Cassie was buying Leslie girl and his artist.
Ryan is a producer that I've been working with for the last 2 years. I started hearing this record that was on me in the club, and it was Cassie's record. I saw something that
Like, damn, my nigga, shoot the fucking shit.
About 2 weeks later, she was doing a record. You could tell the fuck was uneasy because Ryan was there.
maybe more comfortable with the rap than the rap.
The next thing I knew, Cassie was there, and Ryan wasn't. All of a sudden, yo, Cassie had a 10-album deal. Who does that? One thing about Puffin is he's like a cat. You know how a cat sneaks up, but a cat knows what it's gonna do? He took his time. And this was right before the Ciroc deal.
My alliance with Ciroc will revolutionize the spirits industry forever.
Ciroc is doing like 40,000 cases a year. And they say, yo, if you can move 1 million cases of this, they offer him crazy number, like $100 million bonus or something like that. And Puff looked at me and he said, watch this, yo.
The smoothest, the greatest. I found something that I believe in. I only make it with Ciroc vodka. Other vodkas don't work.
He just went to work, and I just put him in a whole different type of category.
How much are you worth? Priceless.
I represent the first wave of black economic power. I set the market value for my people.
It was crazy to me because I seen a young black man coming up and enjoying life. And it started continuing. I was more of a street dude, rapping folk in jail, and I didn't think that was orthodox. And I wasn't alone.
Let's shoot this Cassie video. See if we can find Cassie.
Puff was introducing Cassie to a life that she had never thought she could have.
Cassie, say hi to the people. Hey, you folks. Say hello. Hello. You guys be like, be now.
And this just was blowing her mind.
And Kim was around too.
Yeah, Kim was definitely right. But Kim ain't know about Cassie at that time. To us, Kim was the wife. She got the kids, that's Kim. We looked at Cassie as wifey. Even in the streets, you get to have a wife and you get to have one girl. First, Kim would catch her attitude, go to your bitch, or have your bitch do that. But he wasn't changing. Yeah, I ain't gonna say she ever understood, but she dealt with it. Kim Porter had just had the twins. She's like, look, I got my kid out here, I'm vested. Cassie was like, out in the crowd. She was just talking, right? Just looked like everybody was saying.
You are now rocking with the best. It's your boy Diddy. It's my homegirl Cassie.
Eventually, when Kim would come around, Cassie had to go and like go get a massage or something. Cause Kim's like, I'm not doing this shit.
Kim Porter says she decided to end what she calls her on-again, off-again relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. He says it was in the best interest of both them and their family.
He wants to drop Cassie's first single. Tell him about it, girl.
My single is called Official Girl. Everybody wants to be somebody's official girl.
Cassie had things she wanted to do on her career. But now she's in a new group. Puff would be like, I got a session with Kanye, and you're gonna come 2 hours afterwards. You're gonna smell like this, you're gonna look like that. Such and such gonna do your hair, they're gonna style you, gonna come through because I got the baddest bitch. He paid all our bills. He was taking her places, putting her on his arm wherever he went. And his promise was, your album is next. That's what Puff is good at. Realizing what he got to do to please people. If you want to take somebody that young and make them wifey, then I feel like you're supposed to protect them. But it didn't turn out like that.
I had a friend who kind of thought that I would make a good gigolo. She put me together with like a whole package on like different places online. Within like a couple of weeks, I just got a random phone call from someone who sounded like she looked amazing. Great voice, I remember that. She had a really good voice. She asked me to come to a Manhattan hotel. I believe it was the London Hotel in Midtown. Woman opens the door and she's absolutely beautiful. She has a bathrobe, a red wig on. In the room, there was like maybe 12 bottles of Ciroc on the table. She tells me that I'm there to please her for her husband. You know, they're married, they like to spice things up. This guy comes down the stairs. He had like a shirt tied around his face, and he kind of threw on a fake voice to make himself sound like he was from the South. And he went by the name of Frank Black. He would sit in the corner. She would have me put the baby oil on. I remember putting it on like a normal person. And she took the bottle and said, no, that's not enough. All over me. Then she would kind of step back and he would direct her to pleasure herself while she watched me. She would ask him if she was allowed to give me fellatio, and he would always agree. That might last an hour or so until she and I could have sex, and he would either consent or tell her she wasn't ready. The process was always heavily regulated by him. Turn 10 degrees more, 10 degrees more, slow down. Step toward the candle and grab that day. Step back, ain't it pretty? Step forward. Very detail oriented. I remember the first night. The Tupac song would come on. He said they'd change that. And she would change it. No, just Tupac. As the relationship progressed, starting to record us, he would literally pick the laptop up, put it on the bed next to us with some candles around it to make sure it was in angle so it could be recorded. The intercourse would usually last maybe 4 or 5 rounds, depending on how many times she climaxed. It was a little under 2 days, maybe 18 to 20 hours. And they gave me about $6,000.
Oh, you do have money on you. It's all 20. Where are you going after this? What are you doing?
You know we do what we plan to do, girl.
I went to see them every 2-3 weeks. I was involved in this for a little over 8 years. The weirdest thing was they used to physically collect my semen in a cup. They collected my semen for like a year. It was creepy from the beginning, but after a while I just said, yo, what are you doing with my semen? He told me I like to see him play with it and drink it. He's like, what's wrong with that? I was like, to each his own.
Me and my girl out on a Friday night. We want to have a good time. We drink through that Ciroc. Cheers.
But after that, they never asked me about it again. They never collected it.
This is me every first week of the month on a Friday night.
What are you holding there?
I'm holding my package.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it. So,
He may not have directly arranged my transportation, but he was responsible for the reason I would go from New York to California, New York to Miami.
Come on, the party has begun. Happy Biggie Day. Let's go.
For instance, every March night, the day Biggie got murdered, they would fly me to wherever they were. I would hang out, drink, and party with him for 3-4 days while I had sex with Cassandra.
Happy Biggie Day! Happy Biggie Day!
I don't know if that was his release for that day or whatever, but they always called me on March 9th. Yeah. In the beginning, he never had sex with her when she and I had sex. He never touched her. As the relationship progressed, he began to join the encounters where, like, I would go, he would go. I would go, he would go. It was just constant sex. Maybe like a day and a half into this, I asked her, like, yo, how the hell do you guys stay up like this? You guys are up like 2 or 3 days, like nothing's happening. She brings me an ecstasy pill. We take this, it's good. She literally talks me into taking E for the first time. And after I took the E with her, we would easily have sex for 2 or 3 days, no problem. In our early days, Sean was clean as a whistle. He didn't drink alcohol, and he did not like drugs. He didn't want any of that around him. But there was a time with Kim Porter where they had gotten into some argument, and either she broke a bottle and sliced his wrist, or he, in desperation, sliced his wrist. I had to find a private doctor to get treatment for him. After the stitching and the wrapping, more Percocet. That incident may have started his addiction to drugs.
Hey, Joe. Oh. Pro what? Why you sound like Axel though? What song? Bro, what?
I'm doing my motherfucking thing, man. The motherfucking zone was cocaine, strawberry cocaine, purple cocaine, pink cocaine, designer drugs. Remember, I'm there because I'm working. What's the bad boy? What? I like to have a good time. So I attract the ladies, you know?
Doing his challenges.
They want to celebrate. I celebrate life, you know? Yeah, man. Yeah.
He was always high. I don't think I ever encountered Puff at a time where he wasn't high out of his face. They used to lace the baby oil with GHB. He told me.
Nah, I can't.
In a good session that lasted 3 or 4 days, we'd go through 10 bottles of baby oil.
Playing ranked right now on Fortnite.
He was like, y'all should keep going. This was kind of short.
Who's the most famous person you ever heard? Oh,
yeah. And she said, no, you know, I have a career. I have things to do.
Damn, bro, none of these niggas have big pots.
Yeah, he was like, bitch, this is your only job. This is what you do.
Oh, slip truck.
Cassandra makes me a drink. He tells her, don't give him no drink. She gives me the drink anyway. He gets mine. He says, what, bitch? Grabs him. I heard the glass shatter all over the floor, and then I just heard the door open and slam shut. He comes to me, he says, oh shit, she just ran out of the room. We gotta go find her. Every time she got salty, she would run out. She would always come back. And they went right into the master suite. They might have been in there 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever, but when they came out, she came out like absolutely nothing happened.
Bro, this nigga is...
And he punched her dead in the chest. She flew across the room. I said, holy shit. One time in Miami, I was having sex with her. He gets jealous. And he just runs and jumps on top of her and starts going. He sees her smirking at me. And he says, bitch, what the fuck are you laughing at? What, your dick bigger than mine? And he kicked the shit out of her.
I stood up on instant, like, yo, what the fuck you do that for? He just steps back and says,
Yo, wait, have you seen the Diddy documentary? The one that they made of Axel?
honestly, you can really see your girlfriend is gorgeous. Oh, wow. She is all natural.
Cause he's baller Diddy.
Sell a commercial, you're really selling, a lifestyle. I think the best way to do that is to be authentic.
Bro, without Simple Edit, I'm low-key a demon. Like, these niggas just can't stop me, bro. Playing ranked right now, I have 17. Like,
You know what I'm gonna be thinking about? This one and Cassie.
nigga, I went to bed at fucking like 3, and I'm fucking exhausted.
Take this all the way to the town hall.
When I first got with Sean,
Oh,
I didn't know him.
bro, there was a slip truck.
But everything that I believed you were it.
Yep. Give me my siphon, nigga.
And that came from me seeing what mattered the most to him and the way that you treat other people. I began to see
Bro.
the culture that we came from. Only when they need you. Now you walk around holler because you know that the world has
Just dropped like what, 19?